The trial of the Pelicots is over. Gisele Pelicot has won. Now, let me explain to you what this is as a reminder. So, this disgusting man, her husband, Dominique Pelicot, started an online network called Coco, where he had people logging in and he would explain to them how to chemically submit their wives. So, how to incorporate drugs into their food so that they pass out and then they can assault them. And on this network, he also invited men to come do this to his wife, Gisele Pelicot. And what happened was a lot of men did it. And then they also had Dominique over to their homes to do it to their wives. So the only reason that this case was ever brought to light was because the pervert was further using his phone to take screenshots to take pictures under women's skirts. And the police caught him and they got his phone. They saw on his phone videos of this passed out woman being assaulted by a variety of men. So, this has been a long trial in France. This has blown up the country. There are so many protests. There are the most gorgeous murals in her honor. She did something incredible. She made this trial public and she let the videos be played in court. Now, people have never experienced anything like this. They were running out of the room, they were crying, they were vomiting. 51 men were accused, and now it's over. 51 men have been sentenced. And the sentences range from 8 to 15 years in prison, which I think is pathetic and it should be a lot more. Again, I'm not very familiar with France and sentencing, but the worst for me is that her husband, Dominique, only got 20 years. Now, I hope his life ends in prison, but he's 70, I think, and it may very well not end in prison. I hope that this doesn't set a precedent for others because he should have gotten life for what he did to this poor woman, and she is a powerhouse. So, I want you all to be aware of this case, and if you hear her name, she should be on the cover of Time magazine. She is absolutely incredible. And think about what this does to someone, even if it's one incident, and she endured thousands of incidences of assault on her body, intrusion into her body, harm, and drugging. And yet she had the capacity to power through every single day of court and look those men in the eyes. So many of the men had hoodies on covering their head, had masks on, they would cover their eyes, and they wouldn't make eye contact with her, as if they ever did, because she was unconscious when they did these things to her. But as the trial concluded, she stood up and she looked at all of them in the eye.